This is just a tool. This is just a tool. This is just a tool. These are just tools. You are the artisan. You are the one that uses these tools to make something meaningful. Hey, what's up? I'm Daniel from iosoundstudio.com, where my goal is to impact the world with music and to inspire and teach other people to do the same exact thing. My last video was not at all in response to Jim Lill's video about preamps or whatever. In fact, I've been saying this for years on this channel, and that is, the gear that you have is way less important than the skill set that you have to make great art. If you give a skilled painter a slice of pizza, a newspaper, and some mud, they're gonna make an incredible masterpiece. Why? Because they've dedicated thousands and thousands of hours to understanding how to make art. They've spent countless hours understanding how to create dimension, how to properly use shading, how to show texture, how to convey depth, and all of these other things. If you give a skilled producer and songwriter a $50 interface and some cheap Walmart microphone, they're gonna be able to make really great music. After seeing so many people in the comment section of my last video talking about Jim Lill's video, I finally went and watched some of it. And it seems to me that his entire mentality in the beginning of the video was something like, if I can get my hands on such and such preamp that all of my heroes used to make their favorite songs, then my music will be so much better. As if such and such piece of gear was the X factor, the end all be all to making great music. And I think honestly, a lot of us tend to do the exact same thing, especially when it comes to gear. Honestly, it is way easier and way more convenient for us to blame our inability to make good music on something that's out of our control. For example, my music would sound so much better if I had this $5,000 preamp, but I can't afford it, and so I can't make good music in the meantime. But in all honesty, that is just an excuse. And as my younger friends would say, it's really a skill issue. This is kind of a hot take, but chances are, if your music does not sound good yet, it's probably because you're not good at making music yet. It's not really about the gear. And truthfully, anyone who's in the music industry and has worked on any number of songs for any length of time will say the exact same thing. Making compelling music is hardly about the gear you have and is much more about the skills you have with things like writing great lyrics, arranging a compelling story, playing or singing in a very musical, captivating way, recording high-quality sounds. For example, using proper mic placement, using different microphone techniques to get the certain sound that you're after, or having an acoustically treated room, and so on and so forth. Honestly, the thing is, none of these things are very sexy, but in reality, if you spend time dialing in these skills, your music will get better, full stop. If you don't invest in your skill set, but instead you spend all your money buying the most expensive gear, all you're gonna be doing is recording bad music through great gear. Gear does not magically solve your problems. In some real sense, it actually spotlights your weaknesses and the shortcomings of your music. If you're not great at guitar now, guess what? Spending $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 on a microphone and a really good cab are not gonna automatically make your guitar playing better. In fact, they're really gonna show how not great you are at playing guitar. In my opinion, people are honestly kind of just really lazy, myself included. And the hard truth is that your music might just be bad because your skills are not up to par yet. And that's okay, because that gives us hope. That means that it's really actually within our control to change these things. If the only thing standing between you right now and you making the best songs of your life are skills, then that means you can learn, and that means you can make better songs. You can actually change the results. Honestly, the only thing really separating you now from where you want to be musically in making really, really awesome songs is hard work, dedication, and lots of reps. It's making hundreds, if not thousands of songs until your songs are just better. And I'm sorry to burst your bubble. I know it's really easy to just say, oh, if I had this guitar, or I had this microphone, or I had this preamp, or I had fill in the blank, then my music would be better. It's easy to blame something else, but the hard truth is that it just takes effort and it takes time. It's kind of like the plumbing in a really old house. When you first turn on a faucet, chances are the water is gonna run brown for a while, but if you keep the faucet running and you let it go long enough, eventually that water is gonna start running clear. The first 100 or so songs you make probably won't be that good. And that's okay. Every single song you work on has a lesson in it that you can learn from. And so iteration after iteration, lesson after lesson, your songs are gonna get so much better. Progress is inevitable. If you keep at it, you don't give up and you keep learning. And this is all coming from someone who started as a very bad musician and singer and producer. Anyone in this industry who's been doing it for a long time, people that have Grammys and are incredibly successful songwriters, the only reason they're really there is because they've done it for years, if not decades, and they've made so much terrible music that you probably will never hear. And honestly, that's one of the most beautiful things about this whole thing, is that we get to suck, we get to improve. And then when we make stuff that we're really proud of, we get to actually enjoy the results of that hard work that we put in over the course of years and even decades. And that's what makes all of this art worth it, in my opinion. Art should not be cheapened. It shouldn't be something that you can easily get, which brings up a whole conversation about AI. But I personally believe that music is one of the most important and incredible things that we have, and it's something to be cultivated over time. So don't blame your lack of good music on the lack of expensive gear. Instead, maybe save up for some gear in the future. In the meantime, hone your craft as a songwriter, as a musician, as a singer, as a producer, as an arranger, as a mixer, and so on. With that being said, friends, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you, and welcome to all the new people who've joined the family. Seriously, I'm so grateful that you're here. If you guys want to support this channel more, then you can hit the subscribe button. You can support the channel completely free of charge. And if you want to, you can check out my Patreon, patreon.com/iomusic, for like $4 or so a month to get access to song breakdowns, mix breakdowns, production breakdowns, all those kinds of things. And they're full length without ads that I don't post here on YouTube. And I'm also working on my own debut album as an artist under my artist project. And I'm recording the process over there on Patreon. So if you want to get more insights and behind the scenes there, you're welcome to join me. But other than that, be blessed. Thank you for being here. I'll see you soon.